So apparently tonight is like the final episode of Loki on Disney Plus, and there's a new episode of Superman and Lois. No one's gonna watch this video, are they? Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix. My name is Chris Wong. I've got a bunch of topics for you today, including Peacemaker, the Suicide Squad, Zack Snyder's Justice League, Godzilla vs. Kong, a new Star Trek movie, and Deadpool in the MCU. James Gunn tweeted out today, and that's a wrap on day 131 and season 1 of Peacemaker. Less than a year ago, I pitched a vague pitch to HBO Max. Here we are 11 months later with 8 astounding episodes in the can. Cast and crew, I love you all. Thank you for putting your hearts and souls into this project. That's amazing. Less than a year ago, he just pitched it, shot everything, and he's done? Wow. Frankly, Warner Brothers is giving so much to James Gunn, letting him do whatever he wants. What a lucky director. And also, he mentioned season 1. I'm thinking, okay, is there season 2? Is Peacemaker actually live after the Suicide Squad? This could also be just a prequel, meaning all these seasons take place before the Suicide Squad, like years before the Suicide Squad. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Speaking of the Suicide Squad, James Gunn also put this out. The Suicide Squad was tailor-made for IMAX, filmed completely with IMAX cameras. See it when it opens August 6th. Tickets on sale tomorrow. And I have to mention that not many movies film completely in IMAX, so I think this is kind of interesting that the whole movie will have that IMAX aspect ratio. I'm wondering if the home device or even the HBO Max version will have a larger aspect ratio as well. I don't think so, but it'd be kind of cool to think that after the whole Zack Snyder's Justice League getting that 4:3 aspect ratio for the entire film, that other directors said, hey, that's kind of cool. Let's do the exact same thing. Speaking about Zack Snyder's Justice League, Zack Snyder put out this tweet. Last chance to see this epic on the big screen in New York, LA, or Austin. All proceeds go to an important cause. Deadline to enter is this Friday. AFSP National, IMAX. Zack Snyder's Justice League Justice is great. I've talked about this before, but it's still going on, that you can still go in, and I'll pin that in the comment below. If you are living in those areas, New York, LA, or Austin, go get a chance to see Zack Snyder's Justice League in theaters, something that we haven't yet seen. There were a lot of fan charity events that were actually putting that movie out in theaters, which was really cool. I didn't get to go. It would have been an awesome experience. I like how the picture he chose was Ray Fisher's. It's almost like he's nonchalantly trying to, in a way, support Ray Fisher throughout this whole Ray Fisher versus Warner Media situation. Speaking of cuts, apparently Warner Bros. Home Entertainment in Japan released this 20-minute little special features about Godzilla vs. Kong, the home release. And there's a little cut of a deleted scene that didn't make it into the movie.
I believe you knew my father.
What?
My name is Ren Serizawa.
This involved Ray Serizawa actually talking a little bit about his father. A connection that we never really got in the movie. And I know people don't really care about the human element or aspect of the movie, but I do. I kind of think all those little human elements actually continue off from the last movie. Will we get to see an extended version of Godzilla vs. Kong? A different version of it or not? I don't know. But that little deleted scene does show you that there are a lot of these human elements. There are a lot of these connective tissues that they were left on the cutting room floor. Now it looks like Paramount Pictures is finally doing another Star Trek film. Yes! Between the 3 reboot films, Star Trek Into Darkness, and Star Trek Beyond, Paramount has grossed roughly $1.2 billion at the global box office. And I was really waiting for the next one because, in all honesty, I loved every single Star Trek movie that came out under the J.J. Abrams umbrella. Paramount has landed its next Star Trek filmmaker. Hot off 32 Emmy nominations, WandaVision helmer Matt Shakman has boarded the studio's next Trek flick. The yet untitled feature is now expected to begin production as early as next spring, as the studio reportedly has a finalized script from Lindsay Beer and Geneva Robertson Dworet. Though J.J. Abrams is no longer directing the Star Trek franchise, the superstar filmmaker is currently attached to produce under his Bad Robot banner. Plot details are still being kept under wraps, and it's currently unclear whether this film will reside in the same continuity of the previous films or the main story. Love that score. I know it's not the original Star Trek score, but I still love that theme from Michael Giacchino. It is awesome. Now, I know they said it's not confirmed which cast is going to be joining Star Trek, but this came from Deadline's Justin Kroll. While no deals are done for talent, hearing the hope is that Shakman's Star Trek would be for the Chris Pine crew to return. Yes, I love that crew. I'm really hoping that it is. It will be continuation of a cast that we've grown to love. And yes, Anton Yelchin unfortunately lost his life. God rest his soul. Really tragic. So I don't know who they would replace, if they replace anybody at all as Chekhov. And I think Sulu also left the team as well in the last movie. I still love Chris Pine as Captain Kirk though, and Zachary Quinto as Spock. They just have amazing chemistry together. So I guess we'll have to wait and see if this is going to be a reboot, or are they going to continue on from the Chris Pine crew, or not. Now, Ryan Reynolds dropped an interesting little reaction trailer today where Ryan Reynolds played Deadpool and Taika Waititi played Korg, and they both reacted to the Free Guy trailer.
We also have a guest reactor this week, Korg, who was not my first choice, but apparently everyone else was too busy over on Disney+.
Yes, it's a pretty funny reaction. I think I kind of want to see them both reacting to other trailers from now on. Yes, Free Guy is made by 20th Century Studios, which is a subdivision of the Walt Disney Company, and so they are allowed to utilize MCU characters like Korg. And it's interesting that they actually let him utilize Deadpool to market the film as well. Free Guy and Deadpool is Ryan Reynolds anyway, so some might say that there's not much noise and talk about Free Guy, so they're like, hey, I got it. Let's utilize Deadpool and Korg to market this movie because Taika Waititi is in the movie too. Some may call it cheap advertising, but I'd say as a company, as a big company like Walt Disney Company, and you're seeing that the Free Guy is not making much noise, you got to do something. You might as well utilize characters in your library. Some also see this as, hey, this is the first time really that Deadpool is with an MCU character. Whoa, is this a first look of Deadpool within the MCU? Now, honestly, from the noise I gathered, Walt Disney and 20th Century Studios tried to make more noise for Free Guy. It kind of worked the other way. It actually made more noise for Deadpool being in the MCU rather than people are excited to go watch Free Guy. I still hope this is like a little tease of what's to come and where we get more Deadpool movies within the MCU or even Deadpool interacting with MCU characters. Like at this point, he could pretty much show up anywhere. I mean, he's pretty much breaking the fourth wall all the time anyway. He might show up in Doctor Strange and now maybe Thor Love and Thunder. But obviously, everybody still loves Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, and how could you not? I can't wait to see him again. Oh, right! You know, speaking of the MCU, I finally got to watch Black Widow, so let me get my notes up here because I really want to talk about it. So yeah, so Black Widow